Yo, what up guys, this is Retronic Guys Ket, you on the Real News Talk channel. You know what the fuck to do. So this video that I want to touch on is the fake ass fans that pretend that they want Kairi Sane back in the WWE. So, as most of you know, 23 WWE superstars got released this past weekend on Friday, and Kairi Sane was one of them. And some fans decided to create a trend saying, we want Kairi, but hold on. When Kairi Sane was there, you didn't really give a fuck. You didn't give a fuck about Kairi Sane like that. You understand? And plus, she was in the middle of a storyline with Io Sky and Asuka. And it reached to the point where Kairi Sane could have potentially turned on Asuka and grew fed up of being treated like shit by Asuka. They were going to go with that narrative eventually, but bam, she gets released. And now everybody's acting like, oh, why did Kairi Sane get released? Why did she get released? Bring her back, bring her back, bring her back. You did the same thing with Karrion Kross, aka Killer Kross. And when he was there, you didn't really cheer for him like that. You didn't cheer for Karrion Kross like that when he was in the WWE. But the moment he got released, oh, bring back Karrion Kross. Bring it back now. Nah, you lot are fucking fake. Same thing with R-Truth last year when he got released briefly. And then everybody was crying, oh, we want truth, we want truth. And then you got your wish. He came back, and now you lot are silent. What's R-Truth doing now? Okay, he's tag team partners with Damian Priest, but that's about it. What the fuck has R-Truth done ever since he came back? What? Had a brief feud with John Cena, and that was it. And went back into obscurity again. Went back to being a goofball. He came back as Ron the True Killings. Briefly. Now all of a sudden he's returned back to being a goof. You don't understand? Y'all ain't saying shit about R-Truth. You motherfuckers are the fakest ever in this wrestling community. A lot of y'all. Not all of y'all, but a lot of you are. A lot of you are fake. You just like to jump on trends and bandwagons. Me, on the other hand, I don't do that shit. Because I'm not fake. And I can't stand fake people. And I hate fake people. I can't be around fake people. Period. You guys just like to hop on bandwagons like a bunch of sheep. You know what I mean? You know what they say? If the blind lead the blind, they both go fall into a ditch. And that's what most of you people are. Sheep. That don't have a mind of your own. Like to piggyback and bandwagon people. Like a bunch of idiots. And I can't stand that. You lot are not fans of these people really and truly. You don't give a fuck. So stop it. Stop with all the fake shit. Oh, we want Kairi, we want this person back, we want that person back. Oh, just because they got released like WWE is the end all be all. Like they can't go to other companies. So if they go to another company, then what are you going to say? Oh, they suck. Oh, they are traitors. Oh, why don't they want to come back to the WWE? And all this other bullshit. You just make up stuff. Just to suit your narrative. Your narcissistic self. You understand? All this fake outrage about we want Kairi. Oh, why did you release her? Oh, fuck you, TKO and all that. Yeah, fuck TKO because TKO is doing the WWE no good at this point. Fuck WWE TKO. But right now, if Kairi Sane were to go to AEW or TNA or back to Japan, will you still support her then? I don't think so. But because she was in the WWE and she got released by the WWE, oh, you want her to go back to the WWE. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up because you don't want her back really. You just want her back just for her to be there. That you're just saying that for no reason. Just to say shit. You understand? If you are a fan of Kairi Sane, right? If you're a hardcore fan, if you've been a fan of her from the get-go, then that's understandable. Then I can see why you would want her back. Fair play. But if you're not a fan of Kairi Sane, if you wasn't a fan of her, and you didn't really give a shit about her, and all of a sudden you want to jump with the bandwagon and say, we want Kairi, then nah, just shut up, man. Yo, just shut up. Because you're just making yourself look stupid. Me personally, I'm not a fan of Kairi Sane. You know what I mean? I don't have a dislike for her, but I'm just not a fan. That's just that. You understand? But for you to jump on the bandwagon and say, we want this person, we want that person, no, you don't. No, you don't. Because if you get what you want, you'll just throw it away like a child. Because at the end of the day, people like that, they will never be satisfied. No matter what you give them. It's all for the moment. You're now using these wrestlers that have been released as content. They're just not about content. Because a week or 2 weeks later, they'll be forgotten. The trend will die down and everybody will go back to supporting whoever. That's just how it's always been. That's how these, wrestling fans are. They don't have a mind of their own. They're all sheep. It's all hype. Clicks, likes, and views. That's it. Just to boost up your channel. Just to boost up your ego. Where most of the time it will backfire. Because people ain't buying it. Because the fake outrage is forced. It's forced. And people can see right through that. And when they see right through that shit, they ain't going to take you seriously. They'll just click on it for a second and then they will move to the next video. Because they know that your acting is poor. Pretending that you care about this wrestler when really and truly you don't. Just be quiet, man. You're just making yourself look like a clown. You understand? I'm not going to make this video too long because there's nothing else to talk about other than that. I just thought I would bring this to attention. You get me? But like I said, if you're a fan of Kairi Sane and you've been a fan of her for a long time, then this doesn't apply to you. This only applies to the fake-ass fans that pretend to care about a wrestler that they don't really give a fuck about, really and truly. So, yeah, man. It doesn't make any sense for you to be causing a fake uproar and a fake outrage. Just so you want to belong to somewhere. End of the day, I encourage people to stay in their own lane. Be yourself. Stop following other people. Stop following trends. Because it's all temporary. Just like a viral music that goes viral and everybody starts bumping the music, then all of a sudden it dies down and then you move to the next. It's all for the moment. It really is. Just like this fake outrage with Kairi Sane being released and you're making hashtags and all of that, saying we want Kairi, we want Kairi. If you have a problem, right, then message WWE directly. Message TKO. Or go to the headquarters if you really have a problem and protest outside the headquarters and see what will happen. Really and truly. But you're not going to do that because you guys are too fucking lazy. You just create a hashtag and be like, oh, we want Kairi. Listen, the WWE don't give a fuck about what you think and how you feel. They don't give a fuck. They could care less. The only reason why they brought back R-Truth is because R-Truth had friends in the higher-ups in the WWE. That's why they brought him back. But if it was someone like a Karrion Kross and that didn't really have connections like that, they ain't going to bring him back. You understand? So what makes you think they're going to bring Kairi Sane back? Like, she got released in 2020, 6 years ago. And then they brought her back a few years later. And they released her for the second time. What makes you think they're going to bring back Kairi Sane? Just so she can be released shortly after? It don't make no sense. It don't add up. So stop with the fake outrage and the fake trends and that, because trust me, it's all a joke and it will die down within a week or so. People get released. It's part of life. They will move on eventually. They will go elsewhere. And it sucks that they had to lose their job. But hey, sometimes you got to take out the trash and make room for new wrestlers and new upcoming wrestlers. Because you can't keep the same old people forever, especially if they're not doing anything. And half of them ain't done shit for a long time. Some of them to the point where I even forget that they were in the company still. And then all of a sudden you hear that they've been released. They have not been used. They've been in the back, in catering. on standby. So there was no point for them being there if they're not being used. If they're not using someone, then there's no point for them to be there. You might as well just get rid of them and make room for other people. You understand? So, yeah, man. It is what it is. People just gotta move on and live with it. Because, they ain't gonna be the last people to be released. There's gonna be more releases down the road. Because in the WWE, you can't be too comfortable. And WWE is not the end all be all. There's other wrestling promotions that these wrestlers can go to. You understand? AEW, TNA, New Japan, you name it, or other indie promotions, even NWA. So, yeah, man. WWE is not the end all be all. So, that's all I gotta say. This is the Retro Kid, Retronic Ice Cat on the Real News Talk channel. Got nothing more to say. Until my next video, stay blessed. Keep it 100. Peace.